Hi and welcome to another tutorial. Today we are going to set up some materials and get into the rendering process, the lighting process. And before you start, please prepare your scene. That means get rid of any stuff you don't need. Rename your figures. I'm sorry, I did it in German, so you're invited to do it in English, of course. And put them like I have. This is the setup for a chess game, and also create a chessboard, just scale a cube and put a bevel on it, okay, so that the border looks a little bit more nice. And then it's very important that you have your project clean and ready, okay? Because especially in rendering, it's very important that you keep your project structure as it is, okay? And don't mess it up. That means when you don't have a project, create a new one with project window, click here new and create the project wherever you want it to have. I did this already. I have it here. Yeah, this is my project, and here I have you see it here, my Schach chess scene, and or set your project if you have one. And then you find on the transfer the folder Schachrendering, and you find some images in here that we will need. You find some studios, and of course textures for the chessboard and some marble textures. And this, copy them with Command C and go to your project and copy it into the source images folder. I've already done this, but you have to do it. And it's very important that the images are in the source images folder. It's important that the scenes are in the scenes folder. And when you take your project and open it on another PC, take the whole project, okay? Otherwise, your image references will get lost and you have to reconnect your materials and your images. And so we don't want to lose time with that. Okay, that is the first step. So get your scene ready as I have it here. So the next step, we will create some light in our scenes, because otherwise we won't see anything. Because when you activate your rendering up here, okay, you see this was the symbol for it, and I see that I have a lot of stuff to do, that my rendering will look good. The first thing is I go into my options. So you see this here, and we need the Arnold renderer, because this creates much more realistic images as the Maya software renderer. So be sure that here is the Arnold renderer on. Okay, then you see my image is black. Arnold is rendering black at the beginning because there is no light in the scene, and so we create one. And for that, you go to Arnold Lights and we'll create a Skydome light, because this is the most easiest way to create a nice image. And so what happens is that there a very big ball is created around our scene, and you see it here, AI Skydome light. And now if you don't have the attributes in here, just open them, and we have to insert one of our studios that you've seen before. And because now it's white, And when I do a rendering, okay, everything is white. Now I have a basic white light in the scene, and it doesn't look too bad, but we need a little bit more fanciness. So go into the color, go to the checker symbol here, and here's the file. Go to File. Now there's a new menu opening up, and then go into this folder. And now when you have your project clean and prepared, Maya is going automatically into the source images folder of your project. So you don't have to click or do anything. You have it ready. So, and now you can choose. You can choose any studio you want. I just take the number 20 and open it. And now you see that I have actually some kind of lighting studio around my scene. Okay, and then I see what happens. I go to rendering. Yeah, now it's quite dark, I see, and you see the setup is quite grainy. Now we have to improve our setup a little bit, and for that I go back to my Skydome light, and now there are some attributes that that influence our scene. And this is intensity and exposure. And for example, when you put it to 2, okay, nothing happens here. That's because I have to activate my Open Arnold render view, because this is now rendering live. Okay, so when you press the play button here, it's rendering, and when I change my scene, it's live. Okay, and now you can see, for example, when I increase my exposure, that my scene is getting better. Now take it to 2 and let it render. So my light is getting nicer, but my image is still very grainy. And to reduce this grain, you can raise the samples. That means that you see it, that the grain is getting less, but you see now, but my rendering time is increasing. So when you do some test renderings for just testing out different materials, keep your samples low, that the rendering is quite fast, and you can have a quick check. So because in the beginning it doesn't matter actually, okay? So I just keep it to samples 3. This is quite fine for me for the first steps to see how materials work. Okay, that is the basic, quite quick setup for the light. And when you modify something in your scene, you may pause your live rendering, because it takes quite a lot of engine work. So just be aware of that. Of course, we will remove the studio later on and improve our scene, but for the first setup, I'm happy with that, and I will go on and doing the materials.